I'm going to be hunting a new piece of public. It's actually it's a small piece. I don't know, it's 200 acres maybe a little bit more, but it's fairly small to what I have been hunting. The section I have been hunting is a little over 1,000 acres, so it's a unique setup though. But I've scouted it last week or something. I just walked it during the afternoon, and I did jump up a deer. Don't know, I couldn't see what it was because the bedding was too thick, and I did find a little bit of buck sign. So I don't know, might as well try it out, see what's out there. It seems like a good time to try it out. Well, this morning was a dead quiet morning, and this actually isn't even the spot that I wanted to hunt this morning. I wanted to be a little over here. So, the way this piece sets up, directly to the east is a private bean field, a big bean field. Everything to the west, where I'm sitting right now, is it's all public, and it's just thick, nasty bedding type area. And the idea, I wouldn't even really want to sit here this morning, but it was dead quiet. And the area I was trying to sit into is kind of a little staging area that sits in between that bean field and their bedding in here. But there was just no trees. So I was like, well, I knew there was a finger of timber right here. So I was like, I might as well just set up there for a little bit and see what happens. So that's where I'm at right now. And as soon as I got set up in the stand, all this in front of me is all it's kind of like the sanctuary tall grass, and then there's a slough, and we've had some rain, so there's some water in that slough. And as soon as I got set up, I heard deer crossing that slough. So I gave it a minute, and I threw out just a really light grunt. And whenever I did that, I turned around, and that doe and that fawn were like 35 yards away from me. It didn't really spook them. They kind of walked through here and looked around, didn't see anything. She was trying to check the wind, but she realized there was no deer here, so they just moved on. But there's deer moving this morning. I just heard some more deer walk across that slough, and I imagine they're probably just going out to this big grass flat and bedding. After getting down here and looking, the big slough I was talking about is south of me a ways, and all in this bottom right here, all that's flooded right now. All that timber's flooded due to the rain. And I think it was just last week when I walked this and scouted this area, that was all dry because I walked all through that bottom. But that's where they came from. I see a deer trail coming right next to that tree, and it just goes down into the slough. So I imagine, I don't know if they're feeding on something in there and then coming up in here to bed, but that's what I imagine I heard them walking through, is that bottom timber in there. Anyways, this is another new area trying to figure out. So I'm liking this area though. It's smaller. I don't see a lot of human sign, to be honest. I don't really see any, except for some duck loads down here, but those could have been from last winter. So biggest food sources on the farm, and it's just covered in a real thick green growth of fall food plot mix, turnips, rape, cereal rye, wheat, all that stuff. And it hadn't been hunted in over 3 weeks probably, so I've got the stand with me today. There's a big box blind on this field, but the box blind I feel limited in. I feel like I don't get a good view of the field, and it's really limited on where you can shoot, so I'm going to set up in one of the corners where a lot of the bucks come out into the field. So we'll see what happens. It is a little warm, but it's getting to be late October, so who knows what could happen. Opening weekend here for the Missouri youth gun season, hence the orange, but I'm pretty pumped about tonight's sit. I'm hunting an area that I spent a lot of time last winter on, doing some timber management work, clearing out some of the undesirable trees. So the way this area sits, there's a creek that runs in the bottom of this, and to the north where I'm sitting, and to the south, I did probably a total of like 3 or 4 acres of that timber work. Just taking out the undesirable trees and letting the understory grow in and make it nice thick cover for the deer. So, and it's worked out really well. It's beautiful down in here. I mean, it just feels like a great spot. Finally, I know that's not a big stud, and I'm pretty sure he was just out of frame. But I literally had just got done texting my dad, like, I'm about to get out of here. My wind's going all sorts of directions, and he ended up actually getting downwind of me, and that's why he stopped. I mean, he was 15 yards, no, like maybe 10 yards. And I think I hard shot him. I think he's down right over there, but that happened so quick. I'm in an area. Last night I was just to the north here. That's where I saw all those does. And this is a big valley in here, and that creek kind of splits it. So I'm on the south side of it now. And I have a brand new bedding area we cut over here. And there's some timber work he came from a lot of the area that I did some timber work. And I mean, I no longer put my phone back in my pouch. And after texting my dad, I'm about to leave here in a little bit, and I see some movement, and I start looking. Sure enough, he's walking right to me. I'm super excited though. It's been a little bit since I've been able to arrow a buck, so I know he's not a big stud, but I'm really excited for that buck. I'm proud of him. Gosh, look at the blood trail. Look at that. I'm proud of this deer. Like I said in the stand, it's been a while since I've taken a buck, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah, this is a unique shot. This is the second buck I've had to shoot right in the chest. If I wouldn't have shot him there, I think he would have gotten my wind. So, but I mean, as you can tell, it's a pretty bloody mess. But he stopped right downwind of me, and man, I wish I would have had it on video. But he stopped right downwind of me, and he was kind of nudging up, and I was able to draw. I mean, he was only 10 yards from me, but I was able to draw. He was facing me, and I was pulled back a while, and his nose was over his vitals, so I had to wait till he kind of moved his nose up a little bit so I could at least get that shot in there, and it worked out perfect. I mean, this is a vicious blood trail, but now it's time to get him loaded up and cleaned up. I'm pretty excited though, really excited.